What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Buzz with your boys, Brandon and Jacob. He is getting himself comfortable right here. Listen, we're going to start this episode off with, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, obviously by now, are aware of the tragic thing that took place down at Utah at the college where Charlie Kirk was assassinated. He was assassinated. Yep. The shooter is in custody. He was a 22-year-old college student. Dad did snitch on him. But I just think, I think Brandon... Go ahead.
You said the dad snitched on him. His dad is a sheriff.
27 years.
27 years, and
the son came to him
and said, hey, I killed him, man. I shot him. The guy that's in custody... He has experience. Yep. He's taken advanced courses, which to anybody that's shot guns or anything and how he evaded,
he kind of knew.
He kind of knew what he was doing, and so it kind of gave the impression that it just wasn't your Joe Blow that just bought a gun from the pawn shop or a dealer or whatever. Yeah. And he's like, you know what? I want to kill the man. Yeah. For me personally, so like we said, prayers out to him and his family and everybody. Yep. Unfortunately, nobody deserves to be shot. No matter how you feel about him, there's no reason to be happy.
I just think, personally, if you are people out there that are celebrating this, you need to look yourself in the mirror, because at the end of the day, it does not matter what your political views are, your opinions.
Religious reviews.
We all have different opinions. My mans and I, we have different opinions. It does not mean that we can't be friends, we can't be brothers, can't be close. We just got to be better as people, and it's just...
There's no reason to be celebrating death. Which is crazy to me that people out here are celebrating his death. It's unfortunate. It's untimely. It was a very young man, 31 years old.
31, leaves behind 2 kids and a wife. So
just a very unfortunate thing, and I'm quite curious to see if this really is the shooter. Yeah. Because there's still investigation if he really did do it, and if there was any kind of other motive, if he was kind of put up to it, this or that. Yep. I'm curious to see what his motive was behind it.
Absolutely.
And again, like I said, I think if you are one of the people out there celebrating it, or happy that this guy has passed and has been murdered, has been assassinated,
you gotta check yourself
in the mirror.
You do.
His family was sitting right there. His daughter
tried to
run to him when it happened. She was scared as he, unfortunately passed. And
as humans, we need to start caring about our neighbor more than what we do personally. Granted, I know there's people out there that just don't get along with people, but that doesn't mean you still can't care about your neighbor, care about what's going on around you and stuff like that. We just got to be better as people.
There's no reason to celebrate death.
So, but on that note, we send our prayers from Buzz out to his family, to his children, and we just wish them nothing but the best going forward, because it's going to be a long recovery and a long road to get over the things that have taken place. But outside of that, moving on to some sports stuff that we need to talk about. I got to get Brandon's and Finn is just all over the place. You love video games, right?
I do. I love video games.
Specifically, you love 2K to a degree, right?
It's a love-hate relationship.
It's a love-hate relationship. So
we get divorced a lot.
We did. So, Sabrina Ionescu, who we generally like watching her play. We love her game. She had an interesting take on NBA 2K. So, this is quote for quote what she said. I'm tired of the WNBA just being a mini game in NBA 2K. We should have our own standalone game and watch it take over. That is what Sabrina Ionescu said. Now, I disagree with her on that it would take over. I don't think it would take over, but if you turn WNBA game into street, remember like the street basketball games you play, where they're out there doing crazy stuff, that you might have something on. Just see everyone out there just.
Well, we saw the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark. We saw her dunking on LeBron in one of the clips in 2K. If you just make the women just overpower.
If you make it like a street type of like game,
like the women like unrealistic that they can dunk, which I'm saying lower the rim a foot so y'all make it out there dunk. Then like it would make the game very funny. It was like NFL Street or NBA Street.
Yeah, something like that. I think that would be the way that I think the game would be that it would have a great turnout. If you just made a standalone WNBA game, I don't think it's going to do it. That's not going to
There's
attract.
a reason why 2K has tried to incorporate the WNBA into it. Like, and that's crazy that you try to come out and say, we don't want to, like, pretty much say,
Like, no, you need to be a part of that.
We're really part of the men's 2K. We want our own 2K game. Who's buying it?
Yeah, when I saw that quote, I'm like, that's a tough one,
2K,
Sabrina. I love you, but no.
The 2K community wants a realistic type of feel of the game. To say, well, with all sports games, we want it more realistic. No one's going to buy a game that you can't dunk. That's what everybody does. Everybody in 2K, they can all dunk. Like everybody character can dunk. In some way, shape, or form. No women can dunk. Like, maybe standing dunk if you're the tallest, highest vertical, you can get whatever. Maybe, but like I
said, if you're gonna make a game like that, you have to make it unrealistic. You have to go like that street volume type of game where it like an arcade type of vibe to a degree.
I just kind of thought like they'd be more impressed more happy that 2K is like
they incorporated them in my team. They're in my team.
They're in my team. They've done more in this 2K than the past 2K before. They just kind of tossed them in there, but not like they're more in it. They're in my team, which is a very big money making mode for 2K, which is great. Like they're pretty much women with like men abilities.
Yep.
Athletic abilities.
I just thought that was I love Sabrina, but I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one, sweetheart. That's not gonna work. You would not take over. No. It would flop very hard.
Well, it's kind of like Angel Reese when she thinks you're shooting.
Yeah, I was about to touch on that. Like, I don't know if you guys know. If you don't know, we'll educate you a little bit. Angel Reese she is signed with Reebok. She has her own signature shoe. Well, they were going to talk numbers on what her price should be. Now, if you play basketball, your typical basketball shoe, probably about $150 typically. LeBron's $150, Kobe's about that. Your Durant, your Jordans are going to be a little bit more just because of it's Jordan.
And
so
they look the same, just different colors.
Yeah, but it was crazy that Angel Reese had the audacity to come out and think that her shoe should be worth $1,000. And her reasoning behind it, she goes, I got a great fan base and a great support system. People would buy that.
No.
$1,000 for some shoes?
No.
They better cure some shit. They better turn me into an all-star.
I think it was amazing that everybody came back and they're like,
we thought like
$40.
It's like, and then they came to an agreement on like $150, and I still don't stand with that. The best-selling women's shoe out right now, currently, I say currently because Caitlin Clark's shoe is coming, and it's going to take over. It will take over. There's no doubt. But it's the Sabrinas, and we can all agree we love the Sabrina look.
It was nice.
And Sabrinas has the best women's shoe out right now, personally. The NBA players are wearing them like crazy throughout the NBA season. So I just thought that was a very cheap shot for Angel to do that to $1,000. You're a casual fan that maybe supports you. That little girl's parents can't afford, or that little boy's parents can afford $1,000 shoes. Like you never buy $1,000 pair of shoes. Like
I'm not
so. That was very I thought that was wrong of Angel, and you can agree or disagree with that if you choose to, but. Like Brad said, you're allowed to have your opinion and be wrong.
No, it's wrong.
Like that's wrong.
That's
so wrong.
Because the facts, like Reebok's like, we were thinking like $40 for your shoe,
and it's already been spoken that there has been significant money loss in the launch of her shoe because
the price.
The price, and fans were not expecting that. Listen, I'm not knocking Reebok. Reebok has some great shoes out there now. The shoe, it used to be like Nike and Jordan. Now the other brands are really coming up because not everybody has to sign with the big brands now. But $150 for her shoes, I still think is way overpriced. If you didn't want to go $40, if you would have said $80, I think it would have been solid around $80.
Like $60 for a WNBA player's shoe, like their signature shoe, I thought would be solid. Especially because like Angel Reese, she's not.
This is your first shoe, your first shoe. Let's let everybody get it out there. Then when you get to that second, third, maybe fourth,
let's just call a stud what a stud is. She's not the best big. She's not a top 5, top 10. We'll throw her in the maybe top 15-ish WNBA player because of her popularity, but skill-wise, no. And like, it's not like her shoe pops or grabs you though either. And that's not knocking Reebok. I think Reebok makes quality shoes.
Yeah.
But like
people are attracted to the colorways, man. Like the colorways matter
if
to
your
me.
shoes look, there's men's shoes that like SGA shoe, his signature shoe, that yellow one, dude, that thing looks ugly.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a fan of it.
I didn't know that was Converse and keep that one, but
yeah,
that fucked me up personally. But I just think there's a lot going on. It just when I look at Angel Reese right now, it just seems like I don't want to. I say this. Not trying to be rude, but it just seems like it's a money grab right now for her. It's a big money grab.
I think she needs to come down to earth a little bit on
just
what her popularity really is, and her quote unquote.
Your popularity and your skill in the game are two different things. Like you could be a very popular player, but not be
She's very popular social media wise. But like in the WNBA,
you still got a long way to go. Like you still got to keep working on your game to get better.
You're not.
And I've said this on my other platforms that I talk about sport. I think Angel Reese's offensive game to really see what she can potentially be is still at minimum 4 years out to really see what she can work on jumper wise, post game, like what she can develop and what not develop. Like that's personally how I feel.
You know what you said? How I said you can have your own opinion, but you can be wrong. You can be wrong. She has no offensive game.
Well, that's what I said.
She spends 4 years in college, so she's already almost mid-20s. What she is what she is. Defensively, she can get better because she is a good defensive player, a good rebounder. But her offensive bag, she already had the best talent offensively as a big. Training her this offseason, and it went nowhere. So I have no hope for her to develop anything more than what she is offensively. Defensively,
she can make her.
I think she can get more, and I'll stand by. I think that if they lowered the rim, she might be able to kind of dunk out a little bit, maybe. But she really needs to maybe buddy up with Draymond Green, find herself a Steph Curry type player, and just.
Well, there are swirling rumors that she could be traded this offseason. Chicago Sky did not make the WNBA playoffs for the second straight year in a row. Angel Reese was. She did make some comments about the organization, teammates, stuff like that, which she did publicly apologize afterwards. She was suspended for a half of a game, but did not play the second half because of a back injury. And now there's rumors that she could possibly be moved in the offseason. And it's looking like possibly to the Dallas Wings are very in that market for Angel Reese to pair her with Paige Beckers, which you said will be a great pairing. You got a big that can get rebounds, kick it back out to Paige Beckers. That could be a great 1-2 punch. Hear her setting screens, rolling. Angel can finish better around the rim. Be a hell of a pyramid for her and Paige Beckers for sure. But
so in the WNBA, it looks like the playoffs are set.
Yeah, playoffs.
With Minnesota Lynx got the number 1 seed.
Yes, it did.
Going against the Golden State.
Brand new team made the playoffs this year. Brand new team.
8 seed. So shout out to them. The number 4 Phoenix Mercury and the 5 seed New York Liberty.
Defending champs.
And then you got the Las Vegas Aces. Honestly,
they're always right.
Moving let's go a little pause in the WNBA. Nobody thought a Vegas team of any sort would be a good idea.
No.
The hockey team's flourishing. I mean, obviously the Raiders are there now. And then now you have a WNBA team. We're only years away from an NBA team being there. But remember, the number 2 team is the Vegas Aces. Yep. And then you have the Seattle Storm at 7. And then at 3, we have the Atlanta Dream versus the number 6 Indiana Fever without
Caitlin Clark. Man, they've been without Caitlin Clark pretty much this whole year.
Which is pretty impressive that they are the number 6 seed without their, quote unquote, their best player.
It's unfortunate she's out for the rest of the year.
All games look like they tip. All the series begins September 14th.
Yep. So make sure if you're a big fan, tune in. We'll keep you guys up to date of those series. These now, just so you guys know. WNBA series is a little bit different. It's best of 3. And then the championship game is best of 5.
Semifinals is best of 5.
So that's best of 5.
And then the finals is a best of 7. So the first to 2 wins in the first round, the first to 3 wins in the semis, second round. And then obviously the best 7, as we all know how that one works. First to 4 takes the chip.
So that is the WNBA. Moving over to the NBA, before we talk about the news that we need to talk about there is some breaking news. I don't know if you saw, Brandon. The 2026 NBA All-Star Game format is likely to feature a round-robin tournament consisting of 3 8-player squads, 2 of them USA teams, and 1 world team. The NBA and Players Union presented the format to the Commissioner Committee Wednesday, and the response was positive. How does that make you feel? So 3 teams, of 8 players. 2 of them are going to be USA teams, and then 1 world team.
What is this for?
This is for the All-Star game. This is the All-Star format.
But we've been talking about something
They've been wanting something like this.
No, we.
Yes, we have been
doing something like this for the
talking
All-Star
about spicing up the All-Star game to really make it competitive. World versus USA players, like they don't get no more competitive than that because you don't want to lose as a USA team. Like you can't.
No,
like
I'd be curious to see if they allow like the NBA players, like the Jokers, the Lucas, the SGAs, the players that. How are those guys that are from other countries, do they stay in the NBA and they're considered the USA team, or are they allowed to go play with the quote-unquote world team?
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how that's worded out, how that actually works.
Yeah, that's just something.
Technically, if it's 2 USA teams, you can't have them on there.
Yeah.
Because they're not technically USA. They don't play for USA teams, so they can't kind of be there. So I'd be curious to see how that kind of works.
Yep.
Did you see that the Knicks signed Malcolm Brogdon?
Yes, they did. The Knicks are developing a deep bench here. They are definitely, getting some solid players for sure. The NBA season does tip off October 21st. First game of the season is the Oklahoma City defending champs. They open up the banner night against the Houston Rockets, which makes that funny because Kevin Durant is on the Houston Rockets. And he's got to watch OKC lift up a banner, which I think is...
First banner in franchise history.
So I think that's a little hilarious. I think the NBA knew what they were doing there. But our last topic of the NBA is something that we talked about last week. I believe we touched on it. The Kawhi Leonard situation just keeps getting worse, Brandon. It's getting worse. Not for Kawhi himself, but just for I guess you could say the
Clippers franchise.
The Clippers franchise and Kawhi Leonard's representatives around him, I guess you could say.
The only really fallback, it seems like it's going to really, if this comes out to be true, which...
it's looking that way.
Pablo Torres, I can't say that any of his sources are wrong. He's very well respected, and I wouldn't expect him to put anything out for this, and he's backed it on all big media streams.
Yep.
He has came out and also has said that it's been revealed that Kawhi Leonard $1.75 million no-show payment was quote-unquote running late. So the Clippers chairman and minority owner Dennis J. Wong allegedly invested $1.99 million in the company aspiration, and Kawhi was immediately paid. I'm just waiting for it at this point. I'm just waiting for the NBA to come in and terminate Kawhi's contract.
So I guess
no.
Okay.
I'm waiting for them to terminate his contract because all this is the owner of the Clippers already come out and said, I got scammed. I had no idea this was going on.
I
bullshit because. When he was between Toronto and the Clippers, there was weird stuff going on that he wanted some kind of perks.
Yeah, he wanted extra $15 million in endorsements, and he wanted to be part ownership of everything that the Raptors owner was in, which he could not do, which was illegal. And so that's why Kawhi Leonard ultimately went to the Clippers.
But none of that was said to the mainstream media or to us. It was like, because he wants a private jet, he wants this or that, he wants to be wined and dined. But nothing that would incentivize him or make him more money. But now here we are. The Clippers. So as we all know, if this is found true, that his contract will be voided. What I'm asking you is, what happens if he gets voided? What happens to Kawhi Leonard himself?
I think he's done. I don't. He's not going to want to play anywhere else. He went to LA. Me personally, I think if this is true. Which everything's pointing that way, and his contract will be voided, and that means he will no longer be able to play for the Clippers. His career is a wrap, in my personal opinion. I think Kawhi Leonard's NBA journey is done, and he'll move on to the next chapter because I just don't know if anyone else is going to want to take him on. I don't know if he'll want to go anywhere else. He had the whole key to the city of Toronto, and that still wasn't good enough. He wanted more. His representatives wanted to have more. The Lakers tried. He wanted his own private plane, reportedly, and money here. Clippers looked like they found a way to give him that. It's just somebody didn't keep up, and things fell apart, and now everything's coming to the forefront, and you're in trouble. Kawhi Leonard, I think, is 34 years old. I mean, last year was probably the best year we've seen from him outside health-wise. I think Kawhi Leonard's career is done, in my personal opinion. And I guess I have to ask you this: how does this hurt Kawhi's legacy? Things that he's done and accomplished. Does this change anything for you? Because it's not a cheating scandal, but this is more of like trying to bamboozle the.
I personally, to me, it doesn't change how I look at Kawhi. I look at Kawhi as a underrated player coming into the league. Got developed great in a great situation with the Spurs. A very weird thing happened with the Spurs, but was a really looks like a defensive guy that was coming into his own offensively. Led a Toronto team, the very first championship that was really starting to peak, and then had some weird injury things and went to the Clippers, and then a dude just kind of wanted to collect money, not do anything, and just had some really random injuries. And to me, a guy that kind of quit on his team because my knee a little twingy. Okay, but like, is there any more, like, we literally just saw the Pacers star Tyrese Halliburton risk 2 games in a row blowing out his Achilles, which he eventually did in Game 7. This dude's not even willing to risk messing up his meniscus a little bit for his team, let alone the dude kind of weird anyways, don't really speak, kind of got a weird laugh, like I'm not docking his laugh, but dude kind of weird in that anyways. This saga, I guess you want to call it, doesn't change how I view him as a basketball player, or really even as a person. Like
try to get the bag however you can get the bag, I guess.
Get the money, get the money how you get the money, I guess. What
does this mean more for the Clippers organization, Steve Ballmer? Is he out? Does he got to go? Or how do you feel that?
We've
touched on it a little bit.
They didn't pull, for the last team that done this, they didn't make the owner get rid of the team. So he will stay the owner. Like, he's too powerful, rich to really rip it from him for one violation like this. And
they're going to tie the franchise up even tighter than it already is.
The problem is we'll have to tie them up because they've already laid out the rules that we've already said. But I think Kawhi will still find a home somewhere. And I think I like the first thing that just popped in mind. I think maybe they're kind of like a Miami. I feel like maybe the Miami team will be kind of a spot for him. I think he's only 34 years old. He averaged 22 points, 6 boards, 3 assists on about 50% shooting. He has a lot of ball left. I just have a hard time finding not teams being interested in him that are contenders. All the money is spent, so it would have to be on the books, just veteran minimum, and nothing else to him off the books. Can't obviously not pay him what his cap is because that's cheating, as the Clippers are finding out. But another thing on the NBA, before we run off to our favorite topic in the NFL, because it's finally back. Something that I just kind of ran across, watching the NBA in 2025, if you want to watch all the games, have all the access to all the NBA games, so you don't miss anything. You want all the games for the whole season, playoffs, etc., etc. It's going to be almost $1,000. Now, that's not going to a game. That's just you watching it on TV. It's going to be up to and around $982, so about $1,000 for an NBA season of 82 games. Now, if you break it down per game, it's not bad, but how many games are you really watching?
Yeah, that's true.
Because you're going to catch them all.
You're not going to be able to catch them all. But I think it's funny that you bring that up, Brandon, because I actually had something I wanted to bring up to you. Talking about streaming in the NBA before we moved on to our favorite topic, the NFL. Adam Silver says fans who can't afford streaming services to watch the NBA game can still watch free highlights, calling the NBA a highlight sport. I just thought that is super disrespectful because that's hella disrespectful because could you imagine not being able to catch LeBron breaking the all-time scoring record? Like, that was a moment that we were at work. We took a minute away from our time because we had to witness that moment. We didn't want to see a highlight of that. We wanted to be in real time to watch that moment. Like a championship game and you don't get to see it. You don't want to watch the highlight of your team. You want to witness it in live time of that moment. To say something like that is probably the first time I think I can think of that I did not like Adam Silver in that moment. Like, that is disrespectful to the fans. You can watch free highlights. I'm not trying to watch the goddamn highlight. I want to witness it in real time.
Yeah, I mean, you're wrong.
What do you mean a highlight sport? We are not a highlight sport. No disrespect, the WNBA might be a highlight sport. The NBA ain't no damn highlight sport.
But I mean, like if you take like the insult away from it, I mean he's not really like what he's saying is like because of what he said. I think it's fucked up what he said.
How he worded it was wrong.
But no, in totality, everything he said was wrong because that's fucked up. It's like, but like, why do I have to pay all this money to watch my favorite team if I'm out of market or whatever the case may be with all these streaming services and portions of games being bought? But like over in totality, he's not wrong in the sense of most people watch the highlights of games and then see the final score because that's what everybody that's what a lot of people do. You don't tune into every single game.
Yeah, no, you go.
So you watch the highlights. So in instance, he's like not wrong. But if I want to catch, like in football, for instance, you're going to catch all 16 to 18, 19 games that your team plays. If you're going to watch all of them,
you may not get all 82 games of that your team's going to play.
Team plays because of the cost, but you can catch the highlights. Sure, I guess. I think it's a little fucked up in a dig at the fan base of the NBA. But they do have a new rule though. The new rule in the NBA is unsuccessful end of period heat.
Yes,
will now be recorded as a missed field goal attempt for the team, not the player, and the shots will no longer impact individuals, players' percentage.
But what happens if I make it though?
So then you get the point and you get the percentage boost.
Okay. But if I miss it, it's just to the team, not to me.
So you should be expecting...
Let it fly, baby, at the end of the quarter. Let it fly.
Letting it go. So what do you mean, the team? So you're going to see, like the Lakers, you're going to see like LeBron, Luka, Austin Reeves, Rui.
We shot 59 shots. Where the fuck did we get 62 shots?
Yeah, and then at the very bottom of the math. You're going to see Lakers, 3 shots. What? What do you mean the Lakers shot 3 shots? Who shot 3 shots? So we're going to have a new category in the history books of the most team shots?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm like, what do you mean team shots? Like, to me, that's a little bit of a weird flex to have, to put it under team. Could you not done something better?
Yeah, I think over time they'll clean that up, but yeah, not wrong. But that is the NBA stuff that we got for you guys. Like I said, the NBA season is right around the corner as well. We're about a little bit more than a month away. It's going to be an interesting NBA season, but we'll bring that more to you as we get here. Moving over to the NFL. We did not get to touch on this, I think, last week, maybe the week before. We just had to touch on it because it's something that we need to talk about. Nick Bonito is a linebacker. Did I say his name right?
Yes.
I got his name right. Yeah. He just signed a new contract before this season started. It was 4 years, $120 million, $70 million guaranteed. Became the highest paid player in Broncos history. Non-quarterback as well. Non-quarterback player in Broncos history. Not NFL, Broncos history. So, if you didn't know who he was, because like me, I didn't know who the fuck he was. If you go and look up my man's stats, he came to the league in 2022. Started 1 game his first year. Had 1 forced fumble, 1.5 sacks. That was really it. In year 2, he started 4 games. 1 forced fumble, no sacks. Then in his 3rd year was really the year that he broke out. Yeah. Started 15 games. He had an interception, 2 forced fumbles, 13.5 sacks. Dude balled out. I just thought it was crazy. Granted, in that year, too, he finished 9th in Defensive Player of the Year. He was a Pro Bowler, which Pro Bowlers don't really hold much weight anymore because anybody can be a Pro Bowler. But I just thought it was crazy that he got that type of money really of 1 year of production. I just thought that was very wild. Now, this season, he has started 1 game. He's got 1 sack, a couple tackles and stuff like that, whatnot. So, obviously, season just started, but it was against the Tennessee Titans. So, rookie quarterback.
I mean, for edge,
you said basically
outside linebacker. For me, I kind of wanted to base him as kind of like an edge defender with his contract that he got.
It's just crazy to me. I just thought that was
his 1 sack was a give-me sack, was a coverage sack at that, really. But 3 tackles for a linebacker is a little tough.
Yeah. That's just a tough number. We just had to speak on that one.
Well, I'm just like, a linebacker 3 tackles in a game? That's tough. Yeah, okay. Yes, Bo. What is it? Come on. Okay.
We just had to touch on it. It's just a
Alright.
Oh, Lordy. You gotta love dogs, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta love them. They got a lot to say. But I just thought it was a weird thing for him to get that type of money right off the rip of just 1 year of production. I did not like that. But I'm really gonna be very tuned into him this season to check out his stats to see how he's living up to that contract. Because again, 1 year of production. I need to see something from you for sure.
Here it is, 1 second. They're really paying him based off his sacks. I mean, last year
13.5 sacks.
13.5 sacks. He only had 48 tackles. I guess that's kind of my problem. Is I don't know what kind of outside linebacker he really is. Like Micah Parsons is average. Is considered an outside linebacker. P.J. Watt's considered an outside linebacker, and they're getting more than 50 tackles in a season.
Yes,
and more than low teen sacks.
Yeah.
So I'm curious.
We're gonna stick up to him, and we're gonna keep a close eye on him, and we're gonna talk about him probably about mid-year to see where he's at, and really see if he's living up to these standards that But
I'm quite curious to see when our Kansas City Chiefs play said Denver Broncos to see how kind of.
I was so in tune to who he was, that Brandon at work had to show me a highlight of him against last week, just so I knew that he was on the field.
You got us sad.
It messed me up. We do need to speak about Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter, if you did not remember, the Thursday night game last week, didn't even make it a snap. He gave good old Dak a nice loogie, and he was ejected from the game. Now, he was fined $57K, lost his game check, no suspension because they took him serving his suspension when he got ejected from the game. Which just lets me know you didn't really want to suspend him for the Week 2 game, which they play our Kansas City Chiefs this Sunday. So, but I guess I more need to know why the hell was Tucker, was that his name for the Chargers?
Tart.
He wasn't ejected. He has not been fined. Nothing. And I just think that's a little crazy.
So it just goes to tell me that if I spit on you as a player, I'm getting ejected. But boy, if I open palm my goddamn hand and I come back and smack the shit out of you.
But see,
cool.
say that, but if you guys remember in that same game, left tackle Tyler Guyton, there was a clip of him just clubbing the D-end of the Eagles, and there was no flag or nothing called, but he was actually fined $12,172 for clubbing the Eagles' outside linebacker, Jalen Hurt, in the head, but there was no flag, but Tyler plans on appealing the fine because nothing was done in the game. So I guess I'm confused. One club is $12,000 and a loogie's $57,000.
Open hand fucking just.
And open hand is nothing. I'm confused. That's so long.
And one is a penalty of 15 yards. The other one, nothing was called. Yeah. That's crazy. I feel like if I'm not flagged on a play,
you can't find me, dog.
You can't find me because the refs didn't call it as a penalty. If I make a bad hit and it's not called, and you're around, you're gonna find me. How you gonna find me on a hit that wasn't penalized? If I quote unquote club a guy, but it's not. I'm not penalized for it. How you gonna turn around and find me? I don't know. I'm fighting too.
Yeah,
bitch. I was. 12, what do you mean?
$12K? That's crazy.
But I don't got no $12K. You can't find me for that.
Yeah, you got
that. So that's how I feel about that portion. I've always felt that way. If I'm not penalized for it,
you can't.
How you turn around and find me? Just tell me if you find me, there should have been a flag.
Find the refs, not me.
On the Tart.
Find the refs. The refs miscalled it. You find the ref.
On the Chargers and Chiefs game, Tart, he cold clocked the shit out of Travis Kelce, and he ended up making two big shots of the ball that didn't necessarily it altered the game a little bit with that 2-point conversion that he swatted the pass. That we would have got 2-point conversion.
He just shouldn't have been in the game. He should have been ejected.
He should have been ejected. To me, that's more egregious than spitting on somebody. To me, it should have been a 15-yard penalty and a fine on Carter, and the guy that cold cut smacked shit out of somebody, no matter who it is. I don't care if it was Travis Kelce, no matter who it is, the dude that smacked the shit out of somebody should have been ejected.
And the reason it was open hand. What does that matter? You must not be familiar with the slap thing that's going on out there that literally shows you can smack the shit out of somebody and put them to sleep. Okay.
Well, I'm more of like, who the hell's punching a helmet?
Yeah.
Like, you punch a helmet, you're breaking your hand. So I'm gonna open my palm. I'm gonna slap the shit out of you versus fucking punching you and breaking something. No, I'm not trying to break my hand. I'm trying to smack the shit out of you. I don't like that.
It just shows that
the refereeing in that game was.
We're gonna get to that.
Was weird to begin with, and a lot of games throughout the NFL schedule week 1 wasn't necessarily up to par.
We're gonna get to those. We got one more thing we need to cover before we get to these games.
Handful.
Not Tennessee. I'm so sorry, guys. Bloopers. The San Francisco 49ers are in a bit of trouble right now. They're in some trouble. George Kittle is on IR. He's going to be out at least 4 weeks. Hamstring. You're like, okay, we can survive that one a little bit. No, Brock Purdy's out 2 to 5 weeks. Shoulder injury and turf toe.
Well, it's really his turf toe.
It's really the turf toe. He is dealing with a shoulder injury, but the turf toe is keeping him out potentially 2 to 5 weeks. So who steps up in Brock Purdy's place? Mac and Cheese, a.k.a. Mac Jones, is stepping in. If I'm Christian McCaffrey, you going to play it now, Doug? Ooh, I don't know.
I just know Brian Robinson, who they traded for.
You about to get a workload.
Boy, I need you to step up.
You're going to get a workload. But
Sky Moore, boy, better step up.
It's a real talk that they're in some trouble. Juwan Jenkins is dealing with an injury. Brandon Ayuk's not even back yet. He's eyeing week 6 is what they're eyeing. We've been saying about week 6,
for
week
Brandon
7.
Ayuk?
Brandon Ayuk, week 6, week 7, coming off the ACL. So the 49ers are in a bit of trouble right now, in my personal opinion. I think it's time to get some new athletic trainers. Like, you got 4 paid players, let's pay some better athletic trainers here.
I just kind of feel like there's some voodoo, witchy magic going on. That Christian McCaffrey's just kind of sucking the hell this season out of his teammates, staying healthy. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's funny. It's funny. Christian McCaffrey was always having some injury, health issues, but he's now oddly kind of healthy, but everybody else is kind of falling down around him. But the 49ers always seem to be like, when they're healthy, they're Super Bowl contenders, making the Super Bowl. Then the following, next 2 years, they're like injury prone. I think it's about time we said maybe look at your medical staff and look into maybe
it's time to change the medical staff, man.
But to be fair, some of those injuries can't really help it. Like the hamstring, that happens. Like he clearly wasn't quite up to par, up to shape, unfortunately, because the hamstring is a soft tissue injury.
Yep.
Turf toe. I don't know how you really get turf toe. I played on turf, a lot of turf. Never got a turf toe.
Yeah, I don't.
So I'm really kind of that turf toe always kind of intrigues me. Even NBA players get some kind of turf
every time I see a turf toe injury, I'm like, how'd you really get that though? Like all of my years playing sports, I never really had toe injuries or foot injuries. I never had those. Like, if you want to say ankle injury, cool, I can rock with that. But turf toe,
it's kind of weird.
don't. Get out there and play, goddammit. You got paid. Time to go to work.
So like you said, Mac Jones is the backup, but the emergency or the third stringer is Adrian Martinez is likely to be the backup for Mac Jones going into week 2. He was a 2023 UFL MVP. He was on the practice squad that will obviously be elevated.
I just know if you're a 49ers fan right now, our heart goes out to you. Best wishes. It's not looking good. It's not looking good at this point. Hopefully you get everybody back, because again, I like to see the 49ers at full strength, man. We had a glimpse of them before the injuries and stuff, and it just like to see them competing with the best teams in the NFC, what it looked like. But
so turf toe,
let's get it.
So turf toe, because obviously we kind of covered the Niners, and they're obviously injury prone.
What the fuck is turf toe?
What the fuck is turf toe? So turf toe is a sprain in the ligament supporting the big toe joint, caused by a forceful upward bending of the toe. Symptoms include pain, swelling, bruising, and difficulty moving the toe.
Just double up the socks, you'll be alright. That's what it just double up the socks and get going out there.
Treatment typically involves the Rice method, which is rest, ice, compression, and elevation.
Get the fuck out there and play.
Less flexible footwear. Certain cases may require a walking boot, crutches, or surgery. So I kind of always thought turf toe had something to do with like.
It's not what I thought turf toe was.
Yeah.
It's not what I thought turf toe was.
So you have like you have a sprained toe.
See, it's always good. Is we learn something new every day, ladies.
Yeah. So turf toe is actually a sprained toe.
Why we call it turf toe?
So you roll your ankle. You have a sprained ankle, and apparently you sprained toes.
But you can roll
your toes.
You can roll your toe.
You have you don't roll your toe. You have a turf toe. Turf toe is a sprained toe. So turf toe, guys, isn't nothing to do with the stuff they're playing on. You just have a sprained.
This is why you always got to fact check at what some of these things are called. Some people just put a name to it, and that's what we rock with.
Like, I'm confused on why you call it turf toe after that, but causes are hyperextension. The most common cause is when so it's just your big toe though.
Yep.
Is when your big toe is bent backwards beyond its normal range of motion, often when a shoe grips a surface too tightly and the body moves forward. So I guess like turf, I guess kind of makes sense because like the turf can kind of grab you, get that little turf monster, but you have a sprained big toe.
Yep.
Not the other 4 toes you have, just your big toe. Turf toe is a big toe sprain.
Big toe. Ooh.
Big toe sprain.
Big toe sprain, baby. That's what we're gonna call it.
Every time I hear somebody's out for a turf toe, I'm like,
you got big toe. You got big toe.
He sprained his big toe.
Sprained that big toe.
That sounds horrible.
It really does.
Well, why aren't you playing today? Oh, I sprained my big toe.
My big toe, man. My big toe. Oh man.
So Mark Purdy won't be playing for about 2 to 3 weeks because of a big toe sprain.
Yep.
That's sad.
All right, so let's get into the nitty and gritty here. Obviously, last Friday, our Kansas City Chiefs opened up in Brazil. We had obviously picked our Chiefs to win. They did not win. We lost Xavier Worthy 1 snap into the game. Travis Kelce, please watch out for our players, please. We love you. We do. We got to be better than taking out our own players. That was unfortunate. My takeaway from the Chargers and Chiefs game was defense needs to wake up. We need some help in the backfield, potentially. We need to run the football, too, as well.
I think we need to try to establish the running game from the Chiefs.
Yes.
Having Mahomes week 1 being the leading rusher is a no-no.
Yep. I'm
glad he can still do it at his extended age at 30. But that's not great for week 1. I get like offenses. I'm not really worried about our offense or any 32 teams' offenses week 1 necessarily because it's week 1. All the offense, nobody's offense played 4 quarters. We saw it starting to come alive a little bit with some Mahomes trying to get that spark.
Yep.
We were in Brazil. I feel like maybe we were a little quite up to par.
Yep.
What did worry me, and I think will be a worrying going on, and I'm curious if we make any move for the Kansas City Chiefs, is our pass rush.
Yeah.
Pass rush ass. Our run defense solid. Our secondary was still solid. Safety, there's still a couple free agent safeties out there. I wouldn't mind maybe seeing us add, but our pass rush is pretty much non-existent.
I think if you're a Chargers fan, you have to be very encouraged in week 1. But Justin Herbert did look very solid. He made big throws. He made plays with his feet.
He threw the ball.
That was probably the first time in my life I ever got annoyed listening to him. He dropped back to do it. Now, people want to know why they kept saying that. Well, because in a Harbaugh offense, it's very run heavy. It's very run heavy. But you have Justin Herbert, who we've never not that he could not throw the ball. It's just don't always show up in big moments.
I mean, last year they didn't even throw the ball a whole lot.
No.
But, I mean, the Chargers, to me, got some calls.
I don't think Quincy Johnson struck lightning out of a bottle that game. I don't know how well
he caught the ball was just
yeah, not knocking the bro, but I don't know how much he's really going to do that going forward. But again, if you're a Chargers fan going into week 2, you're a little excited. Herbert looked great, but again, week 1, we'll get there.
I mean, they have a big matchup Monday night against the Raiders, so we'll really
divisional game.
See what the Chargers really are at Vegas, at the Raiders Stadium. So we really get to see kind of what they have coming back from Brazil, and we kind of really get to see which one of these teams are like. If it's a close matchup, cool. But if like one of them blows one other one out, kind of see which one is legitimate.
If the Chargers look horrible, then the week 1 means really nothing. Not necessarily, but
I just kind of feel like the Chargers got away with the winning.
There were some missed calls.
There was a horrible missed calls that was completely blatantly obvious. But you know what? It's football. You can't leave it up to the refs. As we have always said. So our Chiefs are 0-1, Chargers are 1-0. Chargers, Broncos, Raiders, all 1-0, baby. So kudos to them.
Kudos to them.
Very long.
First time we've been last in our division since 1998. That's crazy.
Don't make me fact check. Is that true?
Yes, it is. It is true.
You got proof?
I saw a post. I didn't screenshot it, but it was like 1998. I think it was the last time we were last in our division. I think it was like 1998.
No.
You don't think that's accurate?
No, I don't.
For sure, I think
you're
gonna fact check me right now?
I am.
Oh, man. While Brandon's trying to fact check me, the next game we need to talk about from week 1 that I would like to spend a brief moment on is the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. The Bengals ultimately won that game 17-16, but in the second half of that game, the Bengals only had 7 total yards of offense.
Yeah,
that did not speak well for fantasy owners that had Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase.
Yeah, boy, over here, I had both, and I was like, damn, I'm gonna get like 60, 80 points a week from these guys. Week 1 roll around, I got like 16.
The Browns had opportunities to win this game, but they missed an extra point and they missed some field goals, and that ultimately, but if you're a Bengals fan, you got to be really encouraged. You won week 1. You won.
They did. They won week 1 against the Cleveland Browns.
Joe Flacco Browns, baby.
Barely won.
Speaking of the Browns, we do have some news about Shedeur Sanders that is, again, more disheartening.
Yeah, so I'm kind of confused with what the Browns are really doing with Shedeur. He's the third-string quarterback. So obviously it goes Joe Flacco,
Dylan Gabriel,
and then Shedeur. Usually your last-string guy runs scout team. Well, according to Tony Rizzo, who's well-known, I'm hearing Shedeur is not even running scout team.
Brown, please let him go.
So, why is he here? What are you doing to help his development in the NFL? He's obviously not getting game action.
Yep.
I'm not even sure if he even dressed for...
He did. He was dressed, yeah. Because there was a video of him consulting the kicker after he missed the game field goal, going over, being a leader, letting him know, it's okay, whatnot.
But was he in uniform?
He was in uniform. He was in pads, yes. He was in pads.
So I guess he was...
He was the emergency quarterback. That's what he's listed as.
But you don't have an emergency quarterback running scout team. He can do it all. He's the most mobile guy you got. Yep. So you go against the mobile guy, non-mobile guy. That's kind of if you're done with it, why you have him?
Yeah, pretty much.
You trade him or cut him or play him. I don't know which.
How'd your fact check go over there? Anything?
Before we get to that, I think it's just crazy that the Browns are doing Shedeur.
No, I don't like what the Browns are doing. But
I think that he's not. It's tough, and I think he's handling it way above and beyond I think anybody had thought he would, and I think he shut a lot of haters up because I think a lot of people thought he'd be a crybaby about not getting the opportunities, and so tip to the hat how he was raised to Dion.
Yep.
So the fact check, you're horribly wrong because I knew you were horribly wrong. The last time the Chiefs held last place in AFC West was Week 5 of 2021 season.
Yeah.
So. And that's sole place, outright possession of last place. Not tied, just they were the only team in dead last. Fourth place in our division was Week 5 of 2021. Now, I'm not saying that we didn't go on and probably win the Super Bowl in 2021 or make the Super Bowl in 2021, but we probably fucking did. But that was the last time we were in last place, not 1998. We finished last before Mahomes showed up. We had Trent Green, the David Hewers, Brody Coyle, Matt Castle. We finished last. In the 2000s. I was like, bro, you wrong. I know you hella wrong.
Maybe that was the first time we've been last in the division since week 1 that we were last in the division. Maybe I don't know. I have to go try to find
you have to find
I'm going to have to find that.
Whatever information you
have to find that.
Even still,
we'll bring it back to you guys.
You can go find that for you. I can find that for you because you hella wrong.
Another game we need to talk about. I wanted briefly. The Dolphins and Colts played. Now, why do we got to touch on this game? Miami Dolphins, Tua, and whatnot. Mike McDaniel. I think there's a little bit of hot seat there. And then the Indianapolis Colts we need to touch on because Daniel Jones got the starting quarterback job over AR. And listen, Daniel Jones balled out, scored on every possession he had. First player to do that since good old Peyton Manning.
Actually,
or was it
players in the NFL history to have Players in NFL history to have 2+ rushing touchdowns and 250 passing yards in his first game with that franchise. Daniel Jones with the Colts. End of the list.
End of the list. Again, week 1. Daniel Jones did look really great. Again, we're talking about week 1 because we're only going into week 2. Daniel Jones looked great. The Colts looked great. Dolphins looked like ass. Tua looked horrible. And that is not good for a quarterback that is being paid the type of money he's being paid. 3 total turnovers, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble. Offense didn't look good. Tyreek Hill's throwing a tantrum on the sideline, frustrated, which rightfully so. No run game. But again, is this more of the Colts looking good or the Dolphins just being... like, how do you evaluate, like, if again, week 1, how do you evaluate a game like that?
I evaluate as the Colts defense is a little bit better than expected.
Yep.
And just the Dolphins is just, like, they're just covered in talent offensively especially, but they have talent defensively. But they're just oozing talent offensively, and I just felt like they were not prepared, they were not ready, which falls back to the head coach. And
is there a hot seat there? Again, week 1, is there a hot seat depending on how the season goes as we progress along? Which we will.
I wouldn't say that his seat is hot, but the eyes are definitely on him to be pushing for a play for like in totality of a season for him to be pushing for a playoff spot.
Right.
Unfortunately, is now like their
now.
goal.
Speaking of the Miami Dolphins, Tyreek Hill's name's been out there a lot. We've talked about the divorce. Now we're talking about that his ex-wife now coming out and throwing out domestic violence allegations that have complicated his trade market. Because there's rumors that Tyreek Hill is out on the trade market, and the 2 teams that are a lot interested in him are Kansas City Chiefs and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And me personally, I was sad to see Tyreek Hill go, but I do not want him back. We have enough bullshit we're dealing with over here. I just don't know.
I just don't see how he helps us.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, everyone's like, oh, you need him. How does that really help us? I know Xavier Worthy, as we said, if you don't know, he dislocated his shoulder. It's a possibility he can play week 2. He was full practice.
Yeah.
And with pads on.
I think a brace, right? Was there a brace? I don't know if he had a brace.
He just dislocated his shoulder.
Okay.
So he's a game time decision. Come for week 2 against the Eagles. It's a 50-50 shot.
Again, I look at it like Tyreek Hill had the ability to stay with us. We gave him the money that we could give him. His agent got greedy, told him no.
But how does he help us?
He doesn't help. Like, to me, he doesn't help. We have better, younger players at his position.
We have Xavier Worthy, who's just a younger him.
Now, if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, okay, yeah, maybe. Like, you're trying to give this one last hurrah with the defense you've gone all in on. With the other players, you got Aaron Rodgers, you ain't got DK, stuff like that. So I could see that. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. Again, domestic violence allegations are no joke. NFL is investigating, waiting for all that to come about. But again, Tyreek Hill it's a lot of drama right
now. So the Dolphins obviously got smacked week 1. They play the Patriots week 2. Do you think they right that ship against the Patriots? Do you think they get back? Do they think they get even at 1-1? How do you foresee all of that folding out?
I could see them even it up, but the Patriots are not going to be in easy. That defense is going to be on Tyreek or on Tua. They're going to be on. The defense is going to be in there. I can still see that be a nasty game as well for the Dolphins. Not pretty.
I can see that. Yeah,
it's not going to be pretty. Like were they going to win? They should, but it's not going to be pretty. Now that we could be wrong, and they could come out and be lightning out of a bottle. Which again still doesn't mean that because it's the Patriots. They're not there yet defensively. They're a solid defensive unit. Offensively, not there. But
I just see like one bad turnover from the Dolphins and Tua. I could almost see it kind of spiraling again, and we could see a very early season collapse from the Dolphins against another really solid defensive unit.
Another game we need to speak about from week 1. That was probably the best game. I think we could agree with from week 1 was the Pittsburgh Steelers that we were just speaking about and the New York Jets. That game right there was amazing. 2 quarterbacks that actually played for the opposite franchises. So Aaron Rodgers was with the Jets last year. Fields was with the Steelers last year. And again, we're going to start with the Jets. The Jets lost the game, but you have to be super encouraged. Justin Fields looked phenomenal. Making great throws, stepping up. Wasn't just taking off and running, Brandon. He was looking downfield, kind of making some off-plat throws, footed throws and stuff. Obviously lost the game by 34-2. And if you're a Steelers fan, Aaron Rodgers looked really good. Obviously some missed throws here and there trying to, get everything in line. But that game was amazing. What takeaways do you have for those with the Jets for that game? Obviously, you got to be encouraged.
I have more takeaway for the. So offensively, for me, I'm more on the Jets side. Like Justin, one from the Steelers, I feel sick. Even though I won, I feel sick because you had Justin Fields, and Justin Fields for the Jets went 16 of 22 for 218 yards and a tutty, and he ran for another 48 yards and 2 tutties.
Yep.
So if I'm the Steelers, you had this young quarterback in your QB room, and you let him walk. I'm from my Steelers organization. I'm a Steelers fan. I feel sick. I feel sick for Steelers fans because you had a potential franchise guy in week 1 against the stout Steelers defense, quote unquote stout Steelers defense. Justin Fields really kind of let you up for over 200 yards, 50 yards rushing, and 2 tutties. Great. Your offense looked pretty good with Aaron Rodgers. You had some big spots to play. DK and Rodgers kind of got on the same page.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers looked better, more comfortable with the Steelers, with a more stable franchise. A franchise that is very comparable in age instability to Green Bay.
Yeah.
Where it's not such a large, humongous market. And I think Rodgers is also kind of in a different state of maybe mind. But the offense for the Steelers, cool, that's great. I'm curious to see if they can continue it.
Yeah.
I only expect better from the Steelers offensively. Running life for the Steelers, a little bit questionable. But the Jets offense, I'm here for it. I'm like, they're going to be something to deal with.
Yes.
Going through this season. They're going to be a hard out. And honestly, I would not be betting against the Jets very often.
Who do they got in week 2?
So before we get to week 2 for the Jets, what I want to just touch on real quickly is the Steelers' defense. Run defense.
Not good.
Boy, that's a little sus.
Very sus.
20 carries for Breece Hall, averaged 5.6 yards per carry, and got over 100.
That's not Steeler-like.
He got over 100 yards carry, plus another 50 for Justin Fields.
Yep.
But so the Jets, for week 2, well, that's the Dolphins. They have. Let's go down here, my bad.
You're good.
They have the Seahawks.
Yes,
The Steelers have the Seahawks, and the Jets.
Ooh. No.
Come on. The Jets have. Oh, I know. The Jets have the Bills, which is a great matchup.
That's gonna be a good matchup.
That's a good. The Bills escaped the Ravens in a great comeback with 5 minutes.
So let's go. We'll go right there. The Ravens-Bills game was the Sunday night game, probably the second best game of the night. At the end of the game, it was a close game. Listen, entering the fourth quarter with 12 minutes 51 seconds, Baltimore was up 34-19. Then they went up 40-25 with 4 minutes to go, and then ended up losing that game 40-41.
So teams that were at that have scored 40 points and had 235 plus rushing yards, including playoffs, for 277-0. Now they are 277-1.
But did you know John Harbaugh has the most blown double-digit second-half leads at 17? That's the most by any head coach since 1991. Now, on that subject, that note, John Harbaugh, as the Baltimore Ravens head coach, won Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He's got one.
Yeah, with Joe Flacco.
With Joe Flacco, Ray Lewis, and them boys back then, he's got the one. Is he the Doc Rivers of the NFL? Great regular season.
Not really, because I think that's kind of like disgracing him, comparing him to Doc Rivers, who can't even have,
Doc's got the most blown 3-1 leads.
He does, but
John Harbaugh's got the most blown double-digit leads in the second half of the football game.
I feel like that's disgracing him a little bit, comparing him to Doc Rivers, who, can't even necessarily. I don't even consider Doc Rivers. I feel like Doc Rivers had a 3-year great span.
Okay.
And has been fired from multiple different organizations, while Harbaugh has been with the Ravens. He's the second longest tenured head coach.
Yep.
I think he's around 15 years.
I think he's outside of that. It's Mike Tomlin.
I think he's at 17 now. So the two longest tenured head coaches in the NFL, both in the same division.
Yep.
I
I was just curious.
On that note, though, does Harbaugh and Lamar, do they work? Does that work? Because
there's no reason Baltimore should lose it. We talked about this. They have the perfect offense not to lose that game. You have the offense to not lose that game. And then you blame it on, yes, Henry from football, but that's not the whole. Where was the defense?
That's one possession.
Josh Allen had 251 yards passing in the fourth quarter alone. That was more than 12 starting quarterbacks in totality, and he had that just in the fourth quarter. So it's damn, this is just. I almost want to say this is embarrassing for.
Who does it fall on?
To me, I think it definitely falls on. To me, I think it has to fall on Harbaugh and Lamar because, why were we dropping back and throwing? Why were we not running clock more? You have Derrick Henry.
That sounds like coaching to me.
I think it's coaching.
I think it falls on coaching. I think, unfortunately, I would like to put this game on Lamar, but
Lamar threw the ball 18 times, completing 13 of them. Josh Allen threw the ball 46 times, completing 33 of them. That's a huge discrepancy.
In the fourth quarter, that you got this humongous lead. You were even up huge.
With 3 minutes and 56 seconds left in the fourth quarter, you were up 40-25. There is no goddamn reason you should have. You should have ate that clock.
To me, it's hard to put that one on Lamar. I just feel like Lamar and Harbaugh, they don't show up in the biggest moments. And to me, if they don't get it done this year, if I'm the Ravens, I think you have to move off of Harbaugh. I think this is a point in case while these two do not work. Yeah, you have the best running quarterback in the league. You're the best pure runner in the league, and you have 4 minutes to waste, up 2.5 scores, and you don't get it done.
Yeah,
that's too much crazy work. That's too much on the coaching, the head coach himself not getting it done. I honestly really do think if they don't get it done this year, barring some kind of weird thing that happens in the playoffs, they'll obviously be in the playoffs. But when it comes to the best of the best, the Chiefs and the Bills, they don't ever show up. They don't ever show up against them.
No, they don't. And that's the disheartening part. Going to our Week 2 matchups, Thursday Night Football was obviously yesterday. We had the Commanders and the Green Bay Packers. Listen, it's crazy to think about how one guy has literally changed the complexity of an entire defense. But they're also using him beautifully. They got that man everywhere. They got that quarterback. Where's he at? He's over there now. They just using him everywhere. Packers obviously won the game. What do you think of the Packers offense? Because we talked about, you don't think that they're not as explosive as they've been advertised. They've made big plays, but
the Packers offense is fun to watch. I guess I would say the Packers offense is just they're a little bit of everything. They have a lot of different gadget type guys. They don't have a solid a true number one guy, in my opinion. The biggest take out of 2 weeks of watching the Packers is that offensively and defensively they demolished the Lions. There wasn't even a debate. When they coming in, it was they took care of the Commanders and Jalen Daniels. But that Packers defense with Micah is just it's different. The energy that defense brings with Micah. That just him.
I think it's just more where they're putting him out on the field. It's changing how you may be running a play.
I'm saying this more than just where they're putting him up. I'm saying
where they got those guys feeling some type of way right now.
He has them playing above them. It's Mahomes and Josh, Hurts to maybe a little bit of a degree, but not really. And Jalen Daniels, Joe Burrow, I guess I'll just put him out there, but I don't think so. It elevates his offensive talent for quarterbacks. Well, sometimes you have guys on defense that make these guys play above their certain capabilities. I think Micah just kind of has that aura there that's making this defense play with some juice.
That's fair.
And this Packers defense, they're running. They're just everywhere, and they're getting after the quarterback. This defense looks scary. It looks very scary to go up against.
So, I'm going to give you what you did to me last week. I'm going to give you the Week 2 matchup.
Before we get into the Week 2 matchups, because for me personally, we can't not let the Tennessee Titans head coach get away.
Oh, yes, please. I forgot about that. This was a very embarrassing moment, especially if you're the organization for the Tennessee Titans, the GM, your owner, that your head coach does not know the rules. Give it to him.
So the Tennessee Titans head coach, Brian Callahan, admits he didn't know the catch rule when he declared the challenge. What was a catch? He said, I do believe elbow does not equal 2 feet. But if you know anything about football in the NFL, it equals 2 feet.
It does.
An elbow equals 2 feet in college. A forearm also equals 2 feet. A knee equals 2 feet.
Yep.
1 foot in college equals in bounds 2 feet. Or even your shin. The shin equals 2 feet as well. They had a first down, a great throw, and a great catch that not just even him, but his staff didn't know that it was a catch because they buzzed down and said, "Don't challenge it. It's not a catch." He only got he had 1 foot and an elbow. 1 foot and an elbow. That's 3. That's 3 down. Second, because an elbow counts as 2. So
not a good
the
look.
fact that he really kind of gotten away with it, and then
you got to put that press. He looked like me up in that press conference. He was confident as fuck, and he was wrong.
The fact that nobody then when he said that we didn't charge it because he wasn't in bounds because blah blah blah, that nobody then there in the media called him out was crazy because so who in the media? So I didn't know who was there. Like we didn't put names to it, and y'all need to be fired.
You ain't voting for no goddamn awards anymore.
You're going to be fired covering the NFL because you clearly don't know the rules.
Yeah.
So that to me that was crazy.
That's a big thing. And for Cam Ward, if you guys did, we didn't speak on his game, but he actually had a great outing. His receivers just did not catch, and the ones that they did catch, coach said it wasn't a catch. So tough night in the workforce for Cam Ward. But moving on to week 2, I'm going to give Brandon the games. He's going to give you guys what he thinks because this was me last week. Game 1, Browns Ravens, divisional game.
Browns, Ravens,
divisional game, baby.
Yeah, the Ravens will get right.
You got Jacksonville and Cincinnati. Trevor Lawrence or Travis Hunter's supposed to go get Jamar Chase, but I digress. Bengals, Jags. I know your fantasy team over here. Your two boys. You need to get right.
I need it. I think that the Bengals offense gets on track against the Jags.
Okay. Divisional game again. We got Giants, Cowboys.
Yes, it's honestly it's going to be a little ugly, I think, but the Cowboys get it.
How painful was that?
Well, to me, I'm waiting for Jackson for Dart to get his.
Yeah.
Because Russell Wilson looks like a complete dog ass.
Bears, Lions. There we go.
Oh,
Lions. Okay.
I think it's a big win. It's a big must for the Lions and the offense to look decent.
We talked about this game. Dolphins, Patriots. Said it was going to be ugly. Should be Dolphins.
It should be Dolphins, and I still think the Dolphins will. It's another big right game that the offense needs to show that they can start getting on track.
Yes. So we spoke about the Niners and their injuries, but they are playing the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, so they got a bye week game. Good for them. The Niners win in a blowout.
Okay. Then the Bills and Jets.
That's going to be a great game. It's going to be a good game, but I'm going to go with the more experienced coaching staff and QB with Josh Allen.
Seahawks and Steelers.
Honestly, who's at home?
Steelers.
Oh, yeah, you need the Steelers then.
Okay.
If the Hawks were home, I would have went Seattle, but they're in Heinz Field. Yeah, give me.
Poor Cam Ward.
Give me Steelers.
Poor Cam Ward. Tennessee Titans and the Los Angeles Rams. Poor Cam Ward.
Yeah, give me the Rams.
Yeah. We got the Panthers and Cardinals, dog.
Yeah, give me the Cardinals.
Cardinals, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Broncos and Colts.
Yeah, give me the Broncos in that game because honestly, that give me the Broncos defense. Can I just say Broncos defense for the win?
Broncos defense for the win. Our Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Eagles, baby. No. I mean, I'm just saying the Chiefs start 0-2 in the season. And
the whole world's gonna be just ready to clap.
Obviously we know the Chargers play the Raiders and the Broncos win and we're looking up 0-2.
Yeah.
The panic button you might dust it off maybe just a touch if we don't.
You gotta blow one.
If we don't look good, if the offense doesn't look way better than it did. Figuring out our offense was a little messed up because Xavier Worthy getting knocked out.
The game play got knocked.
One play in. Like Kansas City at home. Arrowhead rocking. Oh yeah, Kansas City will take that. Get back from that Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll take care of that.
We'll be looking good. We got the Falcons and Vikings.
Vikings.
Damn, Ryan, really?
Vikings.
You
Falcons.
That's fair.
Remotely, or that staff.
Or
Kyle Pitts.
Yeah. He's on my bench in fantasy.
Okay.
I even took CJ out too, so I'm putting Michael Penix in. But next we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Houston Texans.
You mean Baker Mayfield, baby?
Baker Mayfield, dude. Shut up, Baker, dude.
And that rookie wide receiver.
Yeah. I hate you. We got the Chargers and Raiders. We said divisional game.
This is Raiders.
The Raiders.
Give me who's home. Raiders
are home.
Give me Raiders. Give me Geno at home. Well, it depends. Well, if Brock don't go, I might feel a little bit differently. But
I haven't seen nothing indicating that Brock Bowers is not playing.
I know he has a little bit of a weird little knee injury, but honestly, give me the Raiders at home. I'll take the Raiders.
So those are Brandon's picks for week 2. Make sure you let us know what you think about his picks. We'll talk about them next week. Listen, football's back. We're in week 2. We're going to get a little bit more in-game about, quarterbacks that are not looking great, coaches on the hot seat. As we probably get to about week 6, I think you get about an indicator, week 6, week 7, about where we're at and stuff like